Valley Staging Zone application, and that be communicated to the DDOT's Public Space Committee.
Seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Excellent. Oh, is there, did have a question. Are you making any number available for noise issues when the rooftop is eventually opened?
Yes, it's my personal cell phone.
Okay, all right.
So, I mean, I can send it to you,
Okay.
Mr. Marriott.
Yeah, I have it.
You can send it out to
yeah,
whoever
so,
would
okay.
like to, yes, ma'am.
So when is the rooftop gonna open?
Very soon. We've had some issues with delays with construction, but it should be happening very soon, and I'm sure everyone will know when it's open. But I would say within the month of April, we would like to get it open. Okay, and definitely the neighborhood will know about it.
Oh, I'm sure.
I know they
There is
will.
no doubt
I
about that.
definitely know they will.
Past controversy.
And you got the sound meters installed, I'm sure?
Yes, sir.
All right, excellent. All right, well, thank you very much.
No problem.
All right, moving on. Do we have a representative from the Springfield Baptist Church? Yes, sir.
Good evening, everybody. How's everybody? My name is James Poindexter, Springfield Baptist, A&E, Hammond, and Third Street Baptist Church. We requested support from the committee to have a backpack lesson on July the 21st at Kennedy Playground for the underprivileged kids. So this is the 3rd anniversary that we have been giving backpacks away. So we are requesting support from the committee.
All right. I'd like to make motion that the ANC 60 offer support for the current permit for the backpack exchange, July 21st.
Yes, sir.
Friendly amendment to specify that it's to be held at the Kennedy Playground from 3 to 6 p.m. on that day.
Yes.
Right, all in favor?
Aye.
Excellent.
Thank
Is there, if you wanted to do a bigger plug, that you have some time.
No, it's good.
The committee was very happy about this. I know Chairman Brown said, you do this every year, and he's
Yeah.
very excited about it.
Yes, it's fun.
Wonderful. All right, well, we will put it on our calendar. Sure.
Yeah, I'd like to know, the exchange that is gonna only be for that area, in y'all area, or it could be for the Ward 6 town?
I think it's just for the Shaw community.
Shop meeting?
I think because 3 different churches participating, and I think it's a limited amount of book packs. But if you know someone who needs one, you can contact one of the churches, and we set one aside for you, or we have them come to the center, Kennedy Playground.
That'll do.
Which one is Springfield, is Third Baptist Church, what's it?
And Hemingway,
Hemingway.
Hemingway in Amy, Hemingway
District. They're also.
Yes, so the corner of it's right off the corner of 5th and D Street. Right there.
Okay,
Right in the corner.
Third Baptist, okay.
Yes.
Great. All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, next up, we heard from you guys last week. Now back for part 2.
Yes.
And this is in Commissioner Nigrove's district. So now you got a representative this time. Yes,
Can you
sir.
guys do me a
Yes, sir.
favor and not stand in front of the camera? Like
Absolutely,
or something?
absolutely.
So, should we go over there?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
We have 2 applications, one is HPRD, one is BZA, so this packet kind of.
So good evening, everyone. My name is Amin. I'm one of the owners of 1128 6th Street. We had the pleasure of meeting y'all 2 weeks ago.
Who did I talk to on the phone?
What's that?
Did I talk to you on the phone? I talked to you on the phone.
Yeah, we met.
Okay.
Congratulations on that.
Okay.
And we actually met with Chairman Brown as well last week, who voiced their support. So we're basically applying for, to add 2 stores in the back of the building, an additional floor. So, but along one of the architects from Axis Architects, Elena and Shanor, will walk you through this straightforward process.
Okay, so good evening, everybody. We came last month, and unfortunately, you weren't elected yet, but welcome. So as suggested, we are basically in a historic district, and we have 3 proposals to have 2-story addition on top. And the 3 proposals are very careful of not being seen from the street. And when we presented last month, it was suggested that we should meet with the zoning commission. And since zoning commission, we met with them, and Commissioner Brown was pretty much okay with our proposal. We're gonna have a flag test on Friday. We've been talking to the Office of Historic Preservation. They've seen this package. Once we meet with them, with Brandon, we're gonna narrow from 3 schemes to 1 scheme. So we're basically asking for your recommendation with HPRB and for our BCA exemptions, so we can have this project moving forward.
Okay, so I talked to Brandon also, I put this on my Facebook page and I tweeted it out. I also, because I know there was a problem communicating with some of the neighbors, or there's only 3 neighbors that you guys tried to talk to, or who was it?
The toughest neighbor is the child care.
Development thing, yeah.
Yeah.
So I put out my own little flyer, went up and down. Is anyone here from 6th Street? No, okay. So here's the concern. I mean, it's really, that's not really what your requests are about, because a lot of those are renters on that street, and frankly, some of them don't care. The fact of the matter is that it's gonna be a higher density, and the only concern that I got was about the higher density, which is zippo to do with why you're here today. So, and that's a concern with all of these row house conversions, is that all these new apartments come in and it affects the parking, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But that said, I always worry about what you can see from the street too. I don't believe that you're not gonna be able to, I've had these before, and you can always see something from the street. But I get it, okay, I get to do what you guys wanna do. I didn't hear anything negative from the people I went out with the flyer with, from the social media. You guys said, you guys didn't hear anything either, right? Okay, okay. So I'm gonna support, and I think Tony had one thing, right, that he wanted to
Yeah,
add?
let me,
Yeah, so I think that's the concern, is that the dense, I mean,
Yeah, and to address your concern, we
Okay.
are very close to the metro station. It's less than 5-minute walk. It's a dense area, the convention center. It's not like we are out in the suburbs. It's a dense area.
oh, I know.
Still two
parking spaces.
Yep.
Yeah, there's still
And
the
we
parking
are,
spaces.
We, as you know, this is in this development pressure, and our job as architects is to try to preserve the
Yeah.
historic character as much as possible while meeting our clients' expectations.
Yeah.
So,
No, and that's fine. I think what always happens is that there's like this silence from the community prior, and then once the construction, and once it's built, and once you see the additional cars in the street, and then they complain. Well, where are you today? So, and so that's, I mean, that's not what you guys are here for. So, I'll go ahead and support it for, HPRB, and for you have 2 things for BZA, right? So that's fine. I mean, just be cognizant. I mean, I'm gonna worry about seeing it from the street, but it is what it is, right?
well, the flag test is gonna be Friday. If you wanna stop by, you can
Okay.
stop by. and see.
Send me an email. You got me. You got me, okay.
We're gonna be there at 5 o'clock.
Yeah, but it's gonna stay there, so you don't have to be there on Friday. You can.
Oh, okay.
Stop
All right,
by
okay.
And see.
That's fine, that's fine.
do we have any other comments or questions from
Should we hear what
the
Tony says?
commission? Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So, Tony Brown, who you guys met, he said there was only one recommendation, that the 3rd floor metal facade be painted a color that blends well with the neighboring properties.
Yes.
Yes.
We'll do that.
Okay.
Then-
Store?
Yeah, we'll bring it
Yeah,
up.
BZA.
Yeah.
We'll bring it up with HPO as well. We'll bring it up with Brandon as well.
Okay. So maybe I should send him a little note too.
So Brandon,
And
sure.
include that in our motion. Okay. Okay, any questions from the commissioners? Any questions? No one's here from 6th Street? Well, there's one constituent here? No? Okay.
I went over and looked at it.
Oh, you did? Oh, that makes me so happy. Oh, good. Someone cares.
There's some across the street you can see just a little bit of, but you can't see.
Well, I'm glad you went over there. That makes me very happy, because I put out flyers by myself, said, does anyone care? So, all right. Okay, and so I move that 6E, that ANC 6E support the HPRB application for, it's actually 1128 6th Street. Okay. And then in addition, included in that recommendation is that the third floor metal facade be painted a color that blends well with the neighboring properties. So that's for HPRB. Okay?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, and then let me read. I have this on the Facebook page. When everyone gives me plans, I put it out there publicly on the Facebook and all that. Okay, so the first one for BZA, I motion that ANC 6E support for 1128 6th Street, the relief from the rear setback requirements for the penthouse in order to make sure it is not visible from the street in order to maintain the streetscape. Okay, there you go. There's the first one. Should I do it together? Okay. And then the second one is that for the support, before the change in the lot coverage in order to put the egress stair in the back. That's the two parts for BZA.
Friendly amendment, that we communicate that to the board.
Yeah,
Okay.
are you guys cool with that? That's
Yeah,
But
that,
that's
going
what they
in our
want.
letter. Yeah, good.
Right? Am I correct in saying that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
All right, all in favor?
I'll second it with that.
Oh, I thought you did
Yeah.
second that, I'm sorry.
You amended.
All right, so, okay. We
Okay.
got the amendment, we got the second by Commissioner Padro. All in favor?
Aye.
Excellent. All right, thank you guys so
Thank you
much
very
for
much.
coming
Don't
back.
forget to send my email to remind
You
me.
send me those, make sure I get them.
I will.
All right, appreciate
Okay.
that. All right. yeah,
Thank you
just
for coming.
flying
Thank you so
through
much.
the agenda.
Not sure.
All right, we have a rep from 1005 P Street.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, thank you.
Hi, everyone. I presented this last Tuesday as well, and received full support at that time. It's pretty straightforward, special exception for requesting. Basically, we have an existing non-conforming structure, and we're looking to enclose the upper porch and convert it into finished space. We're semi-detached, and on the attached side, our neighbor has a 100% lot occupancy. There's 2 renters in that house. There's 2 renters behind us. I've made attempts to reach out to both owners. I don't think anyone in this house has been a huge eyesore for the neighborhood. We're not increasing lot occupancy. We're just looking to enclose the top portion of a non-conforming structure.
Right. Well, this is in your district, Commissioner Padro.
Yes.
So you lead off.
So, the relief that's being requested is very modest, and, certainly in keeping with the renovations that have been done on that block and in the adjacent blocks. There really is no negative impact to any adjacent property owners, and your choices were either to remove, that porch or to close it. It makes more sense to close it. Speaking with some of the adjacent property owners, that there were no objections that were raised. So I'll move that ANC 6E support the zoning relief required for 1005 P Street Northwest, and we communicate that to the board and zoning adjustment.
I'll second.
Great.
All right, moved by Commissioner Padro, seconded by Commissioner Wiggins. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Great.
Awesome. Thank you.
Andrew, I don't know why I was even worried that we'd have time, wouldn't have time for you tonight.
Am I already up?
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right. Great. Thank you.
this is 508 K Street.
This is 508 K Street, yeah.
Yeah.
What's that?
Encore.
This came up quick.
Thank you all, by the way, for putting me in tonight. We
we're getting close with TDOT, and we do need to go to Public Space Committee for this project. It's a small project, but it's a really unique one. It's one we're excited about, and we realize it's been an eyesore on the corner for a little while now at the corner of 6th and K Street. This is the southeast corner of 6th and K Street. The northwest corner of 6th and K Street is where the old gas station was that we picked up and relocated. It's this building you see right here. And we have plans to basically recreate 3 separate historic buildings, one being the gas station, which is the topic of discussion tonight, and then 2 other buildings, one being the old waffle shop that was on 10th Street at 10th and F, and then the Hodges Roast Beef, which was on the corner adjacent to this. I'm here tonight seeking support for the, really was the old porte cochere that cars used to drive through as far as the gas station when they would actually go in and fill up their gas. It's not quite a canopy, we're not here right now seeking any sort of cafe seating or anything for that space, but we fully expect, as it gets tenanted, that we will be seeking cafe seating out there. It's just we don't know how dense the use will be yet, how many seats it will be, depending on who the tenant ultimately ends up being. But we're seeking to have support from the ANC for having an 8-foot projection of this canopy porte cochere out into public space. And I recognize the corner has been in worse shape than we would like it to be for the last 6 months. I've spoken with Commissioner Marriott about it. We're going to work with our contractor to improve what's out there now, but ultimately we just want to get it done. We're planning to be on DDOT's Public Space Committee hearing this month, and then finish this work sometime before July of this year.
So Drew, say exact, why are you here, what's the exact?
So we have an 8-foot projection is how far we are off our property line with that canopy and those columns that are supporting that old historic canopy, which is further than what the DDOT regs say that for a porte cochere, it doesn't even necessarily give an exact dimension, but it just says that it needs approval from DDOT in order to do it.
So I think what's confusing to people when they look at this rendering is that in its previous iteration, or as it stood for so many years on the diagonally across from the site, didn't have a porte cochere. It was completely closed because it was cinder blocked in.
That's correct.
So, and when you remove those additions, you end up with a porte cochere.
Yeah, it was something that it's actually turned out. This is one of those historic buildings that we go, why do we have to keep this? Why do we have to keep this? But then when we finally got the block out and you really see what it was, it's going to be a very, very cool, unique corner. There's been a lot of interest in terms of a retail standpoint for this particular corner. We'd love to announce something, but we don't have anything in place yet. It's been hard for people to imagine it when you point at that old building that had blocks surrounding it saying, oh, that's going to get moved over here and it's going to be open. But now that it's slowly starting to make its way over there, people are really excited about it.
That was a gas station, you said?
It was originally a gas station.
How long ago was that?
This is going back to like the 40s, the Lord Baltimore gas station.
Oh, it was out, when did it actually?
When did it stop? I honestly, I could find out, I don't know the exact date, but.
George Washington filled his car. That's right, yeah.
So do you know like approximately how many retailers will be there?
So the way it lays out right now, it could end up being one, not even that big, it's only about 3,500 square feet, but it does break up that we could have the waffle shop and the old Hodges Roast Beef be one retailer, and then the gas station and the addition on the back be a separate one, roughly about 1,500 square feet. So, we'll see.
So the biggest issue I have, which we've talked about, and I know my neighbors at the triple nickel, I can't keep saying 555 Mass. That is brutal. Is in the other buildings is the fencing. You had the privacy curtain around the fencing. It kept blowing over. People having to keep walking in the street. So I know you guys are moving quickly. I know you guys are moving, want to get this done middle of the summer latest. I think we all know sometimes these things have a tendency to move, but even if not, what I'd like is for you guys to agree to remove the chain link fencing and put up similar wood barrier that you see in front of 440 K Street, what you saw in front of the cloakroom at 475 on K Street, and to work with the SID, perhaps, you know, to work with them to put some paint on there, make it a mural, so we can at least endure the next 4 or 5 months of construction without that eyesore.
I don't have a problem with it as long as VDOT doesn't have any heartache about it, but we'll work with them as far as, I don't know if it's any different, if it's chain link or if it's a wood fence as far as
Okay.
VDOT, we've never done it, but we can certainly explore it and make that a condition of this if that's what you guys want. I'm okay.
Yeah, you know, because like you see, like right now down to 440 K Street, you know, where they're building those apartments. You know, they have a big wooden wall thing there. They have the cherry blossoms painted on there. I know the SID threw up their logo on there, so they'll be more than happy to assist with this. And so, provided that DDOT doesn't stop you, and then I'll ask my more experienced commissioners, do you guys think that DDOT would stop something like that, having the wooden barricade?
Is it just on the property line, or is it a covered walkway? I haven't noticed the 4th K. What is that?
Yeah, I mean, it's into the walkway.
Yeah, Alex, what we've got is really a fence
It's
that,
a walkway with a fence.
we've
No,
got.
no, I'm talking about what's a 4th K?
Before they have just these wooden walls.
So it's
It's
just,
a wooden barricade.
Yeah, it's like a wooden barricade, and on it they have like, it's white, and then they have like the pink flowers on it and stuff. It's
yeah,
nice.
no, I don't think that DDOT will have a problem with that.
You think DDOT would have a problem?
I'm not saying they will or won't, it's really hard to get DDOT to do anything for us.
All right, well,
But,
provided DDOT doesn't stop you, how long do you think that would take to put up?
I mean, we gotta put a plan into DDOT, maybe it's a couple weeks, I don't know. It's not gonna be a question of how quickly can a fence be built and put up, we can do it in less than a week. It's just getting DDOT saying, yeah, go ahead and do it. So I can get a plan done, I can share it with you guys. I don't see why I couldn't get one done in the next week that shows kind of what we're conceptually showing that we would submit to DDOT.
Okay.
And it would just be up to how long it takes them to modify what we've got as far as the permit goes.
Well, so right now, you guys, I mean, because you're in the sidewalk right now
Yeah.
with it, and,
Yeah.
and you have your permit for there, and I'm just wondering, is there anything regulatory speaking that would prevent you from taking that fence down and replacing it with a wooden barrier?
I honestly don't know I don't know the answer. I can find out and we can communicate after this offline, but I mean, listen, we can go put it up next week, and if DDOT comes out and says, what are you doing, you can't do that, then we'll just,
I wouldn't recommend that course of action.
yes.
Yeah, let's talk.
Don't get yourself in trouble.
All right, yeah, let's talk, but then let's put we'll put a timeline on it, you know, at a different part. But thank you very much, I appreciate it.
Douglas Development has a very good reputation. We wouldn't want something untoward like this.
I appreciate that.
Oh, that'll be perfect, thank you, Drew. Hey, so are we good, do we have any other questions? Great, all right, with that, I'd like to make a motion that we support your public space application, and that we communicate that to the Department of Transportation's Public Space Committee. Seconded by Commissioner Padro, all in favor?
Aye.
Perfect. All right, thank you, Drew.
Thank you.
All right, so that's kind of it for the main stuff. I would like to, we've been sending out a few emails. We had a very enthusiastic constituent come up last meeting, very concerned about a lot of transportation issues. And he wanted to see, you know, like a lot of other ANCs, if we can have the Transportation Committee be a standalone committee as it formerly was. Now it's kind of with zoning. And while we don't see a lot of like public space permits, certainly as much as like alcohol licenses and BZA and HPRB, this committee, at least in his vision, and what I like, it could be a proactive one to make the commission aware of certain actions, things going on, give their opinion on bike lanes, parking, whole traffic issues, litany that runs the gambit, as that is becoming a pretty hotbed issue. So Alex Lopez has agreed to chair the Transportation Committee. I sent out an email this month. A lot of people are very interested in joining. I'm going to forward those on, in addition to the Alcohol Committee and the Zoning Committee. So I'd like to introduce Alex Lopez, the new chair of the Transportation Committee.
Yay. Hooray! Hooray! Thank you for stepping up.
Can I say a quick introduction?
Please, please.
So, good evening, my name is Alex Lopez, I live at 5th and R Street Northwest in Commissioner Brown's district. I'm really excited to start this transportation committee because in addition to what Chairman Padro said about public space usage, there's also a lot our ANC can be doing more proactively in transportation. I think if you were here at the last ANC meeting with Councilmember Allen, there were a number of transportation issues that were brought up. If you were here last week at the New Jersey Avenue DDOT meeting, this ANC really cares about transportation issues. And so my vision for this committee is to be inclusive of people. So if you're living in this ANC and you would like to be a member of the committee, or if you have ideas for issues that the committee can take up to help make our transportation system more safe, more equitable, more reliable for all road users, I will put my contact information out, or you could reach out to your single member district representative, and they will relay your information to me. And then the last thing I will say is that our committee will meet the last Tuesday of every month, which is the Tuesday preceding this meeting, the Shaw Library in one of the conference rooms downstairs from 6 to 7 p.m.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much, Alex. I appreciate you stepping up. We will post your contact information, whatever you're comfortable with. If you want to come up with a new email address, and we'll put that on there. I sent around, I got the draft. We can obviously change around how any of the committees are written for the website as we take some progress there. The other thing I'd like to do is that right now Commissioner Brown is serving as both roles as the Commission's treasurer and secretary. I've twisted Commissioner Nigro's arm to take over his hopefully, the secretary. So,
All right,
would you
that's
accept?
fine. That's fine. And I'd like to do the social media,
Yeah.
because we're weak on social media currently, so I love my social media. You good?
Perfect.
Yeah, no problem.
So I'd like to make a motion that Commissioner Nigro be our secretary for 2019.
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Brown. All in favor?
Aye.
Perfect. Anybody else have any old business?
Karen, need to pay her fee for the minutes and
Yep.
web care, $250. So I move that ANC 6E pay Karen yearly for $250 that she charges to take care of the minutes, which we should be doing with the video and with the maintenance of the website, provided I can get a second.
Second. And you know what, I'll bring in I made even though there's no more newsletter or anything like that, I did make about 100 copies to give to the high density buildings, so I'll bring that receipt next week, I forgot, next time.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Sure. Great. Well, why don't all right? Why don't we get this out of the way? We have to put a down payment for the attorney we hired for the electric Kool-Aid. The down payment is $2,500, payable to Jim Lutz. May I get a second?
Second.
We'll give both seconds to Commissioner Brown, as he is still the secretary or treasurer. Excuse me. All in favor?
Aye. Is that Luke spelled L-U-T-Z?
L-O-O-T-S.
L-O-O-T-S.
All right.
Just for the record, is he getting the book now? You got the bank card signed?
Yep.
Okay, so you
Yeah, we're good to go.
my friend.
Yes. I can officially do this, right?
Oh, geez. Okay. Treasurer's report.
Yes. So, last expenditure was $250 paid to Karen, cleared on March 6th. And our ending balance as of end of March 31st, 2019 is $51,893.02. I'm sorry, yes.
All right. Any announcements? Yes, we got our moker. Oh wait, I'm sorry. Anybody announcements? Yeah, Shaw Main Streets.
Sure, yes, Shaw Main Streets will be holding Eat, Drink, Shaw, the annual food and beverage showcase at the Howard Theater on Wednesday, the 24th of April, from 7 to 9 p.m. Information is available at the Shaw Main Streets .org website or at eatdrinkshaw.com.
Excellent. Any other announcements? We got,
We got a
Yes.
few dates. Hi, I'm Naomi with Councilmember Allen's office. Then try to speak up, I have one of those soft voices. At any rate, we do office hours, which means the council member and staff are at an office or at a coffee shop or something nearby. And the one that comes up next is in this ANC area, in the bake joint. It's this Friday, 8 to 9:30. Any of you want to come out? You don't have to have an appointment to talk to the council. Just come on out, have a cup of coffee. Following that, this Saturday, it's a little ways away, but it might be of interest. The wharf is having what is the Cherry Blossom Petal Palooza all day from noon, including fireworks around 8:30. It's always a great event. Got a bus straight down the street to get there. Emancipation Day is April 16th this year, which means decent government is closed on that day. And they've got a few different things, meaning there's a Emancipation Day parade and concert earlier on the 13th down at Theater Plaza. That's always a great, exciting event. And I'm sure most of you know what Emancipation Day is about, but in essence it celebrates the date that slaves were freed in D.C., which was ahead of the emancipation that was done for the rest of the country. And so I guess the government bought off the slaves for D.C. In order to free them. We have twice a year, the council member and Alyssa Solomon and Chairman, Council Member Ronald Wright co-sponsor a career fair. And it's this month, April 17th, at Arena Stage. We have about 40 employers, and we have a bunch of organizations who work with people needing jobs to get them ready. And it's by invitation only, so